welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and it is sell-off day. We have gathered up a whole load of wood chips here. We've got about half a trailer, so we're going to finish off filling up our bunning trailer here, and then we're going to head off and get these sold. Wood chips are currently over £1,000 per 1,000 litres, so we really want to sell them, especially as we have a fairly decent environmental score at the moment on the farm. So that means that we'll get a nice bonus on top. So yeah, wood chips are worth more than £1,000 per 1,000 litres. We've then also got our barley. Barley has also hit its best price, so we'll be selling that off today as well. So if we can get these all sold and done, then that is going to set us up for quite a while on the farm. I'm actually considering seeing if maybe we could either pay off one of our... oh, is that full? Not quite yet. It's getting close. There we go. So maybe we can pay off one of our vehicles or buy another field. There's a couple of fields that we could possibly purchase today. We have a look. We've got 35, which is connected to our farm, which is 281,000. I think that's going to be out of the question. We've got field 2, which is 276,000, so only marginally less. And then I think our most likely one is across the road here. 125,000 for field 21 or 149,000 for field 22. So I think either of those two would be a possible purchase for us today, especially as we've got 19,000 here in this tractor. That is quite a lot of money's worth. If we got 20,000 a load, we're gonna make 50,000 off just the wood chips today, and then on top of that we've got the, as I said, we've got the barley. So there's maybe a good 60-odd thousand we'll make today, so probably won't be enough to actually get a piece of land. So we'll have plenty more work to do on there. Our wool still seems to be coming, and we probably need to check on the cows today as well. Make sure they've got a load of feed along with the sheep, and see where we go from there. Right, let's head down to the sell point though. It's feeding grain south again, and we'll see how much we make off this first load of wood chips. Okay, so in we come, line ourselves up, and tip the wood chips. I'm hoping for a really decent payday. We are clear on our money, so we're back in positive, and 19,334. No bonus, interestingly. So yeah, we are getting pretty much spot on £1,000 per 1,000 litres. The other thing I need to sell today, I think, is the straw. We've got all those straw bales on the field there. We're gonna need to get a flatbed trailer to get those sold. So we'll have to sort those out today too. Can I? Yeah, we'll just cut through here and out the other side. We've still got this shed the other side of here to sell, and I think we're going to eventually put a pond down there. What I'd really like is if we could hit 95,000, we could get the fish breeding building set up, which is kind of my next target. And if we make 60,000, oh, we'll pretty much be there. It won't be far off, actually, getting enough to do that. That would be perfect. That is really where we want to be after today, is to get that fish breeding building. If we can do that, we will start making some serious cash, because fish sell well, and as a result, we'll have another source of income on the farm. It's just about full again. Second load, and in fact, there we go. That's topped it off. Right, let's go sell this and see if the price is still nicely up there. So round 2 over the sell point and tip it. And with all that tipped in there, another 19,357. We're now up to 27,000. So this is going strong at the moment. So our last load isn't going to be a full load of wood chips. I think we've only got about I think it's only about half a trailer. Even so, that would be just over 10,000 liters. That would take us up to 37,000 ish if we sold the building, the barn that we don't need. That would take us up to about 60,000 ish. Yeah, that would take us up to about 60,000 plus the 24,000 that we've got. So we're going to be up to about 70,000 if we can make another 20,000 off the straw bales, which I think is unlikely, but we'll see what happens. We could be very, very close to getting that fish farm. The trouble we've got is that we also need to buy a seeder in the new year. We can hope one turns up secondhand, but if one doesn't, we're gonna have to, well, even if one turns up secondhand, I think we're gonna have to hire purchase it. So it's gonna be a little bit of a little bit of a fight to get the rest of what we need. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to spend and a lot of money to spend, and not as much as I probably would have liked coming in. Let's get that last little bit. Is there a full? There might be a full bucket here. So down with the bucket, up off the floor a little bit. We want to scrape the floor without having this sort of floating above it. There we go. I think that's got it. A little bit more. Stuck in the... We're stuck with the stuff that's right in the corner. And a little bit of bucket left. Let's see if we can get in there and get that. Yeah, that's got a lot of it. I think there's just a tiny little bit left. So I'll go in there, I'll get that loaded up, and we'll head down and sell this off. Don't know how much we got in the trailer, but I think that was at least 3 full buckets worth. So we've got a final load of 9,448 liters. Let's see how much this makes. Is this actually going to make 9,448 pounds? 9,486. So yeah, we are still just over 1,000 pounds per 1,000 liters, which is fantastic. Very, very pleased by that. Now we've got to go and sell the barley. So there's 2 ways you can empty out our silo here. One is to use the bucket as we've done before. The other is that there is an auger out the back here that you can fill it from. So let's get that right. 24,920 liters of barley in here. And while that's filling up, let's go and check where that can go. That wants to go to 679 is the best price at the moment. And that's Logistics Center East. And that is just above best price. So let's tag it. Where is that? We got 14,000 in here. Ah, there it is. Out the other side. Let's see where that is on the map. Okay, that's not too far away. It's in fact another one that is just down the road. So it's just up here on the right before we get into town. I've been here to sell stuff before. In fact, I think early on we had I had something that needed dropping off up here. So let's bring this in and we'll tip the barley. Future we can get maybe get something to make some bread with, but at the moment we're good. So 9,688. That is actually really good. That's a fantastic price. I am very, very pleased with that. Yeah, sort of 2/3, 669. Yeah, is 2/3 of the price to litre ratio. So this might get us up to 50,000 just selling the barley. So round 2. Let's try and bring this under here a little bit better this time. Right, and then refill that. Another 10,000 litres. So expecting around about 6,600 from this. In fact, I'd probably say 6,800 based on how much we've got in here. So that, again, that's going to be really good. That's going to be a decent price. And that will take us over 50,000. In fact, we're looking at being around about 53,000. With the sale of the shed, that's 76,000. There really isn't much that we need to make off the bales in order to actually be able to afford what we want to afford. Okay, so is this going to be enough? How close? 60,000 is this going to get us? And 53,000, so 7,213 off that puts us at 53,802, so nearly at 54,000. That means we need to go and do something about getting these bales delivered. When we go back to the farm and drop this trailer off, we'll have a look at what we can do to get those bales transported. So trailer is detached. Let's have a look in here and see what the value of straw is at the moment and where it needs to go. So straw, I think, is a processed goods. Yeah, that's straw pellets. So no, straw must be up the top here. Straw, there we go. So at the moment it's worth 90 £90. It is feeding grain south. So I don't know how much we're going to make off what we've got. I think we need to take this trailer or this tractor down to the shop and go get ourselves a flatbed. I'm very tempted to... I think we'd have to get one on HP. I'm not sure we're going to get 20,000 off these bales. We would have to have... So those bales, I think straw bales are like 5,000 litres each. So we're only looking at about 4,500... No, 450 per bale. Yeah, that's not going to be 20,000, I don't think. Every 2 bales is going to be about 1,000. It's going to get us close, but not that close. Okay, so let's see what the shop has for us then. And I think I'm going to look in the standard trailer category. If we could get... Is there anything in here? No, there is a 7R, but that's not much use to us. There's actually a roller in here as well, but we kind of need a flatbed. Now, something like the Farm Tech or the Brantner here would work, because I think they go to flatbed. The EDK might work as well at 6,000. So I think I can alter this down to that. We'll get... it might take us a couple of trips to do this, but this will be the cheapest way to do it. Chassis color, I think I might go with the black. And the main color, let's go with a JCB yellow. Yeah, quite like that. That's a good color trailer. And congratulations to the Fisher J. You have been selected and your name is going on the number plate. Thank you for your support as a tractor driver and above on Patreon and YouTube. Yeah, so Fisher J1 is what we'll go with. We'll okay that. That is on the back there, and we will hire purchase this because that's it's not a massive cost. We're gonna have to end up, in fact, I'm gonna go with 4 and keep the price down on this. But it is just, yeah. I think we'll pay £1,000 for this right now and purchase that. Okay. We are going to have a lot of stuff to pay in a year's time. We've got quite a few vehicles that will come due around about this time next year and a little bit earlier. So I think we're going to end up fairly deeply in the red at the end of this year. And we just need to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're keeping things as financially solvent as possible, because we're paying out a lot every month and we're going to have some big payments at the end of the year. I think a few contracts are going to be necessary to keep things afloat and making sure that we have a good income. This is why I want to get the fish, why I want to get the fish farm, because we can make decent money off that for quite a few months of the year. So I reckoned about 450 a bale. 2, 4, 5, 10, 15 bales here. They'll be worth about 7,000. It's not going to be the 20,000 that I would like, but it is going to be a reasonable amount towards it. So how many bales can we fit on here at a time? I think it's probably going to be 5. If I do 5 bales at a time, that should mean this is going to take 3 trips and be fairly easy on us. Try and stack more than that, I think we're going to run into problems. So, yeah, let's do 5 at a time and keep things simple. Throw that in. And then we just want 1 on the top. And we can take, yeah, a nice small trailer like that. We could fit more. It is possible to fit more, but we're not in need of that. We'd need to fit like 7 at a time to reduce our number of our journeys. And yeah, we don't need to do that. We'll be fine. Right, let's get this one in then. Grab that on the end. We'll put this on top. And yeah, that leaves us with 10 bales to sell plus the partial one. So we can always stick the partial one on the back and or on the last one to make that little bit extra. I will strap these down as much as we can. There we go. They are all on. Right, let's go and see how much we get for this. As I said, we've got 5 bales on here. I'm expecting about 450-ish per bale. With 25,000 litres. Yeah, 450-ish per bale. We're not going to make more than maybe about 1,200 off this. No, I don't know. We'll see. So on my way over, I did my maths a bit better, and I think it's gonna be maybe 2,400 that we're gonna get off this. So we'll undo all the traps at the same time to give us a good idea. 2,200, so lower than I was expecting. It has dropped to just below £90 a bale, but yeah, that is for 25,000 litres of straw. We only got 2,000 283, I think that was. Yeah, these are not paying massively well. Last one on of our second load. And make sure this one is actually in the middle. The last one absolutely wasn't. That is done. Right. And still not in the middle. In fact, the pails themselves aren't really in the middle. But as long as everything's strapped down, not going anywhere, we should be fine. Any more tension belts I've missed? No, I think that's everything. Oh, and had my key set to the off position. Very good. Right, let's head out and go and get these sold. This should get us up to about 2,700. Yeah, oh sorry, 57,000 was what I meant there. 57,143. So the last set of bales are not gonna make it to 60,000. So we would break 80,000 if we sold the shed. That still leaves us 10,000 short of our target. There's actually more in this partial bale than I thought there was. Another 3,000 liters. That actually is really good. That is going to help. That might actually get us where we want. What, an extra 3,000 liters? No, maybe not. It would need to be a considerable amount more, I think. We are at a really weird angle in this bale. That is not making things easier. Right, I'm going to try and sort this out. So final bale, and it should slot on here about there-ish. Try and not knock everything off. Nope, that's got it. Okay, there we go. And this is not looking promising, as I said, for the amount of money. I don't think we're going to break 60,000 with this. It's not really enough to do it. So that means that even if we sold that shed, we would still be around about 13,000 shy. Plus we have all of our monthly outgoings. I think we're spending somewhere around 10 to 15,000 just paying for equipment each month. So the most likely thing that we're going to do in February is get our fields, get the grass plowed. We need to plow up our grass field and get that ready. Hopefully we'll be able to then get that planted come March, along with our actual field, and be able to go from there. We're going to do oats this year because oats pay well, and that should set us up quite nicely. So let's get these sold, and we'll see where we are. Undo our straps. 2,580, 59,660. That was so close. So we've got a little bit more work to do. I think next time we'll continue to try and raise a bit of money, although we'll probably have to do a contract or two for that. For now, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and drop us a comment. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members whose names are on screen now. Your support makes these videos possible. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the recommended video below or subscribe and help us on the road to 50,000 subscribers. And I will see you next time.